Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we are looking at the Treasure Scramble team. So the Treasure Scramble is up with the ice. I'm going to go through a couple different formations. I'm going to show you the formations that I'm utilizing. Also a couple kind of sub formations that you can use within this game mode. Now I built out 6 formations here. Some of them are a little bit more free to play friendly. Some of them not really so much, but let's go through them. So formation number 1, we're looking at the dimensional formation. You can see we have Rem and Amelia in here. A lot of players are saying they're working pretty well. Overall, it doesn't seem like a lot of players were utilizing them in the last one, but we're actually seeing Yennefer in here with Ainz. So if you are an old school player, a lot of players are still running Ainz within here. And this one does require Palmer to really amplify the damage that Ainz is doing, which Palmer is actually right down here. Little bit of a different build. If you don't have Yennefer, you can also go with Joan of Arc. You can also go with Ezio. You could even go with Amelia in here if you do have Amelia. Couple different variations. Again, you could go with Ezio. You could go with Joan within this formation to really make it work. Looking at formation number 2, this is run with Alna and Baden. Overall, this one, it has also the Awakened version of Solus. SP effect, we want to make sure that we are running Baden in here. Now again, a couple different variations, guys. Number 1, Alna is massive when it comes to the Treasure Scramble, when it comes to PvP in general, because of that immunity factor that she does offer. Now, if you don't have Baden in here, a lot of players are running Lucretia in this formation. And then back here, they're actually running Tarnos, which I do not have Tarnos. But if you have Tarnos, this would actually be his slot. Again, there are a few variations in here. If you don't have the Awakened version of Solus, some players are running Mortis in here. And then if you don't have Neve, you can actually run Oden in the slot down here. Or you can run Desira as a combination for Neve. So it would actually look, I'm slotting in Desira right here on the bottom. You could do Oden in the top and then running the Awakened version of Solus. Which we're going to be covering pretty soon, and Awakened Hero list. We want to see, of course, where the Awakened version of Athalia falls in, but overall, a lot of players are saying not super effective because of the debuff that we do get in the Ice Place, and with their build, and with the mitigation factor. Now, formation number 3, this again is kind of a variation. This is an older variation with the original version of Athalia, but this focuses around the build of the Awakened version of Thane. Now, subs in here, you could put Tamris in here. If you do have Tamris built, Tamris works incredibly well because of the crowd control, the enthusiasm buff, and also the buff that he will actually provide on Thane. You can also run Anasta in this slot. Again, if you don't have the other hero, Anasta does work in this formation. If I can find her in here, there she is. So Anasta will work in this formation. Now, if you don't have Vathiel, it can be the exact same, guys. So if you're running Sophia in here, you can actually run Anasta within this slot. You can also run Scrag if you don't have Anasta. Again, looking at a couple different variations that we see within the heroes. Crescio, we're waiting to see exactly if he does show up in formations. And I always forget what Scrag looks like now. This team is built around the Awakened version of Thane. With that being said, if you don't have that Awakened version of Thane, Orin is actually a very good substitution for that. And even looking at this one, you have Athalia going enemy side, you have Orin going enemy side, Joan with the immunity going enemy side, so very strong. And again, if you do not have Joan within this formation, a lot of players are still running Astrilda within here. So again, a couple different variations to really focus on, kind of if you have Awakened version of Thane or if you do not within the formation. So looking at number 4, this of course is Brutus. If you do not have Kanisa and Rook, players are actually running Grez within this formation. Doesn't really have the same effectiveness that we've seen with Kanisa and Rook. I love the build and I love how Kanisa and Rook does work. Now they're running Silas in here for the mitigation, the attack rating buff, and they're also running, you can see Frampton in here. If you don't have Frampton, again, Anasta is a huge hero to put in this formation, guys. Also Hodgkin. Hodgkin is very strong. Not only is he going to buff up the Awakened version of Brutus, but he's also going to provide crowd control. Pharrell down here, again, the damage mitigate, or the crowd control and the energy disintegration that he provides in here is huge, again, depending on who you have built. Now, formation number 5 and 6, guys, these are the highest ranked, the best scoring formations within this specific game mode of the Treasure Scramble. So when you look at the variations in here, really not very many when it comes to the Awakened version of Belinda. even if you do have her built out a little bit less, she still does absolutely phenomenal within this game mode. Now, of course, you do have massive energy coming out of a couple different areas. We have Rowan with the energy regeneration. We have Palmer with the energy regeneration, Aziz with the energy, then Rain, of course, with the damage amplification, the shielding, and the energy all around her ulting. And then, of course, we also do have the potions in here. We have the negating, doing a little bit of crowd control, but also negating the ultimate abilities. With Aziz, it is a very strong combination to really deal with. Again, you could swap around some of the support heroes in here just to kind of work with a different synergy depending on who you have built, but this is really the ideal comp. And again, looking at the Treasure Scramble from the last season, this version, the Ice Treasure Scramble, this was the highest winning rate formation that we've seen, which was the Awakened version of Belinda. And then, of course, we have formation number 6. This was, I believe, the second highest version that we are seeing. Now, you could also swap around a couple of heroes depending on who you have built. But the big key to this one, guys, is really having Matria. Matria's SP effect is actually going to double the SP effect that we see right here, guys, from the Hypogen hero bonus. So this will be doubled. You will get it out of the 5 faction bonus right here. When you start battle, it doubles the bonus based on her SP effect, which is absolutely monster. Again, this can go a lot of different ways with variations depending on who you have, but you want to maintain the composure of having those 5 Hypogen heroes. Some players in here even run the Awakened version of Aziz, but again, running Matria's SP effect. Even if you run, let's say, Zolrath in here, or if you run Lucretia in here, again, depending on the heroes that you have, you can set this up a couple different ways to really make these work based on the ones that you have built. Even if you have them at a lesser level and you have Matria, very important, again, to get that SP effect with all 5 of them based within these formations. So looking at the beginning of the Treasure Scramble, guys, the ones that I'm running is, of course, the 2 biggest ones, 2 best ones. We are running the Awakened version of Belinda and the Awakened version of Matria. Not sure if it's going to make a huge difference really at the start, but you can see we start getting into our 3rd team right down here. I am running the Awakened version of Baden with Alna. Very strong showing in the last one. And then, of course, the 3rd team, we put in the Awakened version of Thane. Awakened version, of course, of any heroes are going to carry a lot of strength, guys. This is a PvP. This is a very heavy, dependent on the builds. Now, level in here, of course, do not make a difference because all of your heroes are set to level 360. So versus the Resonating Crystal and really building up the heroes' levels themselves, it is imperative to build up the heroes themselves to really maximize the damage that they're going to do in here, and also the mitigation factor. Adding stars on them makes a big difference. Engraving them, absolutely huge. Getting furniture, getting the signature items, getting everything built on some more of the core heroes does have a game-changing difference when it comes to the build of these specific heroes within the PvP aspect. So I hope, guys, that starting out with the Awakened version of Belinda, and again, the best formation that we've seen, does require a very significant build within there. You could swap and change out a couple of heroes depending on who you have. But guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.